Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I could send pictures and emails and videos. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. Oh, and the August newsletter has been sent out. If you have not yet received it, please email me with the word newsletter in the subject line, and I will respond by sending you the August newsletter. I am working on the September newsletter right now, so if you would like to add anything to the September newsletter, please just email me with your thoughts, okay? Or if you would like to contribute to the newsletter by way of, if there's a blog or anything that you would like to add, or a recipe that you would like to add, or anything, any kind of tips, tricks, ideas, anything, just send it to me in an email and I'll put it in September's newsletter. All right. So this first email comes in from a community member along with a picture. She said, for anyone interested, the online store of the Church of LDS has rice, 6 number 10 cans for $53.70, $3 delivery free. Oats are also available. So here is the picture that she sent in. Here is an email from a community member, and he said, hi, my name is Jeremy. I saw your YouTube video. My account was closed with Chase Bank over 4 years ago, and they never told me the reason. I checked my consumer report and checks system, and nothing is affected. Even when my account was closed, it was in good standing. I go to my local branch, and I am not allowed to open a new account with Chase. I am unsure if this is permanent ban, or maybe I should wait until 7 years. Well, Jeremy, when I looked up what Chase does when they close an account with unknown reasons, yes, it is a permanent ban. So I'm sorry to say that, but it is permanent. He said they have a note saying, do not bank with this customer. I'm hurt to this day, and I hope you can get the word out about how trigger happy Chase is. I hope the one day people will understand. Well, the word is now out. And I'm so sorry that this happened to you, but apparently it's happening to a lot of people, even people who are not, big name doctors or, business owners or anything like that. It seems to be happening to people, everyday people like you and I. So, like I said, if you bank with Chase, just do yourself the favor and get out now. Just like if you bank with Wells Fargo, Bank of America, any of these banks that are just crazy, get out, honestly, it does not matter even if you're with a credit union, because we're with a credit union. We've been with a credit union. Has there been any funny business? No, not that we have seen. I'll just say that. Okay. But honestly, banks are collapsing left and right. And I have a little word from our friend Trish. For those of you that don't know who Trish is, she's not just my best friend, but she's also an international banker, and she works with Goldman Sachs. Okay. And this is what Trish had to say. She said, PacWest Bank has now fallen. 58 billion gone in a flash. Sold to the Fed and then back to the Bank of California for 18 billion. So the Fed probably bought it at 10 billion, kept 8 billion from themselves. This is how it works. 40 billion in taxpayer money gone just like that. We are only at the beginning of the force majeures and bank failures. Thousands more to come. Now, for those of you that are new here, and I just said a strange term, force majeure. If you are unsure what a force majeure is, it is unforeseeable circumstances that prevent someone from fulfilling a contract. This has a lot to do with banking, business, and things like that, okay? So here is an email with a picture from a community member. She said, on the off chance that you do not have access to water, but you have power, you can use a plastic baggie instead of a bowl. I did that for my cookie dough and my Dollar Tree cookie mix. Less washing. Also, put a piece of saran wrap over your plates. No washing. Just toss out the saran wrap. Yes, I know many folks use paper products. I don't use paper products, but that would work fine too. So here is a picture that she sent in. Very, very clever. I like this. So here is an email from a community member. She said, the level 1 alerts here in Ohio have me thinking about refrigeration again. I live near the Amish and many of them use propane refrigerators. I had an idea and looked some info up. Apparently, one 20-pound tank can run some smaller refrigerators for about 30 days, say about an RV camper size. And a quick check on Amazon showed they were around $400. I happen to keep a couple of spare tanks around for wintertime buddy heater backup, and a lot of other people keep one on hand for their grill. I just wanted to give your viewers another option. They are not cheap to buy or run, but everyone seems to be worried about solar generators running out. This option might be more handy for some people. I think, though, that it requires venting on the outside and lighting a pilot light. It might require some lifestyle adjustments. Thank you very much for that information. So here is an email from a community member. She said, I think you have highlighted this movie previously. It's The Sounds of Freedom, but I wondered if you would consider mentioning it again. It's such a powerful and important movie. Also, you said something really important recently after the recent pretend kidnapping. It's, Carly Russell, okay. It's an issue that we need to take seriously. Yes, I absolutely agree with you 100%. She said, we need to know about what's going on with child and human trafficking. They pointed that out in the movie at the end. The man who actually saves the lives of these kids is a family man and a Mormon and a down-to-earth hero. Evidently, the money being made in this incident, human trafficking, is much more than the movie being made in the drug trade. Also, I heard that Disney originally was involved in the production of the movie, and they tried to put it out a few years ago. Really? They were threatened not to, and they were pressured into not releasing the film. Why? Those folks who traffic women and children are so powerful they can even scare Disney. It was only due to consistent outside pressure that the movie was released to the public. Please ask people to consider seeing the movie. You can see it for free. So many people have donated tickets that the others can see the movie at no cost. Just need to download and print the ticket. Seeing this movie will change your life, I promise you, but in a good way. The soundtrack is Oscar-winning spectacular, and there isn't any overt violence to scare off a squeamish viewer like me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I really do want to see that movie, but I have to kind of like do it when the kids are not here type thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So here is a picture that was sent in by a community member. And this is talking about Klaus's daughter, and it's a screenshot, and it's talking about permanent. Oh, yay. It's whether you like it or not, here it comes. No kidding. Yeah. So here is an email from a community member along with some amazing pictures of just makes you just want to get up and just start prepping even more. No kidding. She said, another blessed day. I went to the farmer's market to get scraps for my hens, my ducks, and my roosters, all 90 of them approximately. They love to see me pulling up at the coops too, laugh out loud. I got yellow banana peppers and a bunch of onions, freezers full of both. But I just couldn't waste them, so I canned them up in half-pint jars and 10 pounds pressure for 40 minutes. Prepare any way you're able to. God bless and hugs to you. Well, hugs to you, my love. This is just, you want to talk about absolute lovely encouragement. My gosh, I love it. I love it. So a community member who also has her own YouTube channel, she sent me this email along with a link to her video. She said, I stumbled upon a weather records that show heat waves way back to the early 1900s. I wanted to show a couple of examples. It is several minutes long, but I wanted to share it with you. Take care. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Your link to your video will be in the description box below. Okay? So please, everyone, check that link out in her video and please subscribe to her channel. Thank you. So here is a email from a community member, and she said, my ghetto ass 1-bedroom apartment in the downtown area, a not safe neighborhood, just got raised to $1,235. No AC, just a tiny window AC that does not cool. We have no dishwasher, no washer, no dryer, no pool or gym. Just the basic living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, 1 closet in the hall and 1 small one in the bedroom. Not even a fan in the bathroom. We all have to share the 1 washer and 1 dryer. This article gives you a perspective on how crappy we all are in California and why Gavin Newsom and corporate greed are destroying our state. Also, who's going to house these underpaid Costco workers since they want to build a big-ass factory in Fresno? This place sucks unless you make a 3-figure salary, and the major blue-collar workers do not. We work like slaves just to eat. How do we even prepare our kids for this life? This country has gone downhill fast, and California is the proof of that. It's happening here. Believe me, if it's not happening to you yet, it will. God bless. Oh, I know it's happening. It's happening everywhere. It is ridiculous. It is just as expensive to live here that it is to live in California. Trust me when I tell you. It is disgusting. 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartments here, studio apartments here, are about $2,000 a month. So believe me when I tell you, it's disgusting. I get it. So I will leave that link to the article that she sent me in the description box below. Okay. So here is an email from a community member, and she said, I'm a subscriber to your channel. Well, thank you, my dear. She said, and I enjoy and watch every day. I'm a Vietnam era veteran. Oh, well, thank you very much for your service, my love. She said, who gets a small pension from the government every month. And yesterday was payday for me. I had about 5 things that I wanted to order from Amazon, and then I made an order for some precious metals that I wanted to buy. I usually just withdraw cash, send money, order, but yesterday was short on time and just used my debit card on the website and everything went fine. The order went through, but later in the evening I went to a restaurant to order a meal with my debit card and it was declined. All right. I was embarrassed and I tried at the ATM, but it was also denied. So I called this morning to find out what went wrong. The associate at the bank said my card was blocked because I made an out-of-state purchase to the bullion company. But when I commented that Amazon was also out of state, he couldn't give me a reason why those purchases went through without being blocked. Why would Amazon be blocked? I told him I would be looking for a new bank. Please let your viewers know this and let them know it was Wood Forest Bank, the one in many Walmart stores, and do not do business with that bank. So now apparently my bank can tell me who I can do business with. Oh my God. So if we want to buy something on Amazon, our bank can say, yeah, no, because it's not in the same state in which you live. Yeah, okay, whatever. You know how many times I buy things on Amazon? Like every day. And it's because I can't get to a store because I don't have a car because both my husband and my son work. So guess who's stuck home? And oh my gosh, I ran out of this. Or oh my gosh, I ran out of that. Or oh my gosh, I only have 6 cans left, so I got to order 12,000 more. You know? So what the heck? Yeah, no, what? Not today, Satan. If my bank ever tries this with me, you best believe I'm going someplace else. What? Oh my God. Get out of that bank right now. I'm telling you, seriously. What? So here is an email from a community member along with a link. She said, I have attached a link and a small explanation for a YouTube video I recommend you watch. It's about Jade Helm. The first one that took place back in 2015. We just had one in 2023, June of 2023. The lady is very smart and explains what it's all about. The comments are good too. And she has links for other important videos to watch. One link is the second part to this. I've only watched the first half of this video and it's really good. So then she goes on to say the Jade in Jade Helm 15 is an AI software program. The rise of the machine Jade is an AI quantum computing technology that produces holographic battlefield simulations and has the ability to use vast amounts of data being collected on the human domain to generate human terrain systems in geographic population-centric locations to identify and eliminate targets, insurgents, rebels, or whatever labels that can be flagged as targets in a global information grid for network central warfare environments. Whoa, brain scramble. The Jade 2 battlefield system is a cognitive and intuitive. It can examine prior executed battle plans and devise new, better strategies to increase the kill chain. The 2 generation of Jade has the compatibility for a two-way communications with drones through the OCCOM technology, which is one of the next generation integrations to the system. In short, Jade Helm will not be battles directed by generals and military commanders, but by a computer. Oh, well, that's scary. It's a cognitive software program used by a network or on a network centric warfare system at the helm. Please get this information out. Share, repost. It would seem that Jade Helm 15 exercise is actually a system rollout and more diabolical than we originally imagined. Holy shamoly. That's scary. All right, the link will be in the description box below for you guys, okay? So here is an email from a community member. She said, "Hey, Gyps, hope you and yours are doing well." We are. Thank you very much. She said, "I just got back from the local grocery store in my area. My 79-year-old mom, my disabled 36-year-old son, and myself, 59, went to pick up a few things. We always go together, and I had to call my son that was in the store for backup. It was very busy as it was the first of the month. I had an encounter with a very strange man that was all up in my personal space and being too friendly." Oh, all right. That's creepy. He was very overly friendly with all the ladies, as far as I could tell, with his really weird look in his eyes. Oh, creepazoid. After my son came to where I was in the store, I remember my mom being alone in the store somewhere. I got really worried about her. Then panic attack hit. Mercy me. So I knew we needed to find her as well. And then I noticed an employee at each end of the aisle we were on with this man. I went to an employee and asked, "I hope you're keeping an eye on him." And they said, "Yeah." I was able to make it to another aisle for my deep breathing coping skills so that my son and I could find my mom. Having PTSD, partly from SA, not saying it, but you know SA, this encounter with the man really triggered my spidey senses. Yet been there, done that. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Please warn people not only to go shopping with someone else, but also stay together. So very thankful that my 14-year-old granddaughter was not with us because she doesn't understand the dangers of the world yet. Oh, okay. I hope and pray she never finds out. Yeah, but she is 14. And knows everything. She's one of those. Yeah, I know everything. I don't need to be taught. Yeah, I get it. Wow. And she said, and I remember, she said, I just remembered, she said, I had a taser and a pocket foldable 3-inch knife in my pocketbook with easy access, but I froze. In a store full of people, I felt so alone and violated. PTSD is no joke, but looking back, I don't know if I would have been able to do anything different. Any suggestions other than staying together? You know, I froze too. So, no, I don't know what I would do either, you know, because I froze as well. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what you're talking about because I've been there, done that. I have the t-shirt and the tattoo. You know what I mean? I froze too. So I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend like I do know. Because I don't. Yeah. I don't. I'm sorry. And now I'm going to leave you with some videos. But this one first.
France is about to become the first European country to join BRICS. France, a member of G7 and G20, has decided to join BRICS and has requested South Africa to invite it to the next BRICS summit. It looks like France has got no benefit from being a member of G7 and G20 and is now looking for a better group. And there is no better organization in the world than BRICS. But how will the US react to it? Joining BRICS would mean parting ways with the US. Is France brave enough to do that? Will it become the first European country to join BRICS? The organizations like the G7 and G20 were the only groups almost all nations wanted to join a few years back. These two groups consist of the developed nations. Most of the members were running the economy. And just a few years back, becoming a partner of G7 or G20 was everyone's goal. Nations were finding ways to be part of this organization. Aligning with a group of developed nations means getting on the road to success. The motive behind each nation trying to attach itself to a developed group was to make progress. But after just a few years, the nations that are part of the G20 want to get out of the group. A huge shift in attitude can be seen, and nations no longer want to connect themselves to Western groups. So, what do they want now? In just a few years, BRICS has become the group every nation wants to join. This group of 5 countries means 45% of the world's total population. The members of BRICS run the world's GDP. Along with China, some emerging economies are also a part of this group, making it more attractive to join. For any emerging economy, the goal of joining BRICS is understandable. Emerging economies want to get more opportunities. They want to accelerate their trade as well as their business with the world. And BRICS's goal is to make sure everyone is making progress. It is based on business. BRICS aims to change the world order with the help of business and development. It is trying to become the only option for emerging economies that do not have any other organization to join. The members of the BRICS are working on many projects, and some of the projects will change the world order. Not only is the BRICS developing projects like infrastructure and tech, but it is also working on changing the entire system. Many projects like de-dollarization and making a new currency are also ongoing, and these are the projects responsible for attracting new members. And for the very first time, BRICS has attracted a European country. Yes, you heard it right. France, one of the most important European countries, has shown interest in joining BRICS. But this wish has amazed everyone. France, a member of G20, wants to join the BRICS. This surprising news tells us a lot about the changing world order. And it is important to know why France wants to join the BRICS. To find out if France will be the first country to join BRICS, one must know why it wants to join BRICS in the first place. France has openly shared that it wants to join BRICS and wants to be invited to the next BRICS meeting as a friend of South Africa. The French president has asked the South African president to invite him to the next BRICS summit. The next BRICS summit will take place in South Africa, and France has requested it to invite France. But it was not something that South Africa could decide on its own. So the president mentioned that he will ask other members and will let France know. The South African president was not expecting this request at all, and to consider everything he asked for some time. It is very common for BRICS members to invite their friends to the summit. Each time, many nations join the summit as friends, but mostly come with a wish to join BRICS. A huge group of nations later comes after one nation steps in, just like Saudi Arabia is trying to join BRICS. After Saudi Arabia, other nations will also enter BRICS. But becoming a new member of BRICS takes a lot of time. It is not done overnight. There are many things to consider before letting any nation join. But is BRICS ready? Wants to expand. It has many plans that will work out if they expand. It is working on bringing a new currency to the market. Its members have decided to trade in other currencies except the dollar. And the more BRICS will expand, the more it will hurt dollar dominance. More and more nations will trade in other currencies. And France is also ready to help BRICS by making its new currency more common. But France becoming the first European nation to join BRICS remains a question. It depends on BRICS. And there is nothing heard from BRICS about France's wish to join. They might be considering it, but no words are said by any official. As I mentioned, BRICS is ready to let new nations join. But it takes time. All the nations will have to meet and talk about their new member. They will consider the benefits of that nation to join. But the question is why France wants to join BRICS in the first place. The European nations are finally leaning toward China. Germany has also asked for China's help after the economic crisis. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has made the European nations face a tough time. Europe has only relied on the US. And in this time of economic and energy crisis, Europe has found itself helpless. It has always supported the US in all its decisions. But for the very first time, it is standing against the US. Becoming a partner of China or joining BRICS will mean separating ways from the US. And taking this step requires a lot of courage. The European nations have never stood against the US. But it has noticed that not taking control of its matters has only brought problems. When Europe accepted the US's order and put sanctions on Russia, it went into an energy crisis. The energy crisis has led to an economic crisis. One of Europe's leading economies, Germany, is also facing poverty. And there has been no one to help Germany get out of the problems. On top of this, the US has now ordered Europe to end its tech deals with China. The US has ordered Europe to ban its tech companies from working with China. It will help the US win the tech race. But what will happen to Europe? Banning its tech companies to work with China will cause a lot of losses. And the US is not thinking about it. The US is only being selfish, and this makes Europe part its way. Europe has mentioned that it will continue working with China. This decision was also a shock, and after that now another shock will be France's wish to join BRICS. The US was not expecting this, but it looks like Europe is doing everything to align with China. But what benefit will France get after joining BRICS? Joining BRICS will allow France to trade with all nations without restrictions. It will be able to get access to huge markets. Becoming a member will make France China's closest friend. It will also allow other European nations to join BRICS. The world order is changing, and if Europe becomes a part of BRICS, it will also become one of the leading countries. To remain dominant, France will have to align itself with the BRICS and China. Otherwise, there will be no future. Opting for the new currency and the new world order will save France from future problems. And most importantly, France will get sincere friends that aren't selfish after it collaborates with BRICS. Joining BRICS is going to be life-changing for France. But is there any possibility that BRICS will let France join? BRICS wants to expand, and letting France join would mean letting all the European nations join BRICS. This would bring a lot of benefits to both BRICS and the nations who will join. But it is important to consider many aspects like the new member's goal of joining the group to understand if it is a good fit. What do you think? Will BRICS let France join? Is the entire of Europe ready to join BRICS, or is it just France? How will the US react to France's wish to join BRICS? Will it affect?
What's really eye-opening here is you watch your TV, but with this hack, your TV can watch you. Show us how that works.
So one of the things that we were able to do with the Smart TV platform was actually abuse the browser to the extent that we could actually gain access to the camera that's built into the TV.
Right.
And so what we can prove here is that with a little bit of extra code, we can turn the camera on in your browser.
Wow.
And while this is evident to you right here because we've designed it that way, this is something that we can do invisibly and actually have the camera running behind the web page that you're looking at.
So what this means is I could be sitting here watching TV from my bedroom, and you could be anywhere in the world looking at this image of me watching.
Yep, I could be sitting on a laptop in a cafe in Paris, and as long as I have a network connection, I'd be able to get into your TV and access the camera.
The kind of scary things about it is that it doesn't actually give any indication that the camera's on, and there's no little LED that shows up when the camera's on. So it could actually be watching you and you never even know.
What is a smart TV, and why is it a playground essentially for hackers?
Right. It's a computer. So instead of just being, a tube and some other electronics, now it has a web browser, and it has, a lot of devices are running Linux. X is the actual windowing system that the TV runs just like a normal Linux system, so I can go ahead and just kill that right now, and the TV should turn black.
But the real danger is when people start using smart TVs for things like online banking, we can take a popular bank address and translate that into a different IP address to a site that directs to a site that we control. So it may look like your bank's login, but you're actually entering a username and password that goes to us instead of your bank.
In a statement to CNN Money, Samsung says it takes consumer privacy very seriously. The camera can be turned into the bezel of the TV so that the lens is covered or disabled by pushing the camera inside the bezel. The TV owner can also unplug the TV from the home network when the smart TV features are not in use. As an added precaution, we also recommend that customers use encrypted wireless access points when using connected devices.
When people see this and listen to this, they're going to think, my God, can people actually watch me from my television? Can you definitively say that has been fixed?
This issue has existed even on laptops. It's a lot harder now because different companies have taken a lot of efforts to make that difficult. But the fundamental flaw is still possible, even on a modern computer. It just takes somebody to find the right exploit and then leverage it.
For those of us who are a little freaked out and maybe don't trust all these updates, what's the easiest fix?
So one of the things that you could do with the smart TV, which you can also do with your laptops, is just cover up the camera. Put a little Post-it note over it, a piece of tape, and next time that you want to Skype with your family, just take it off.